went in. All alone in the dark. It's so quiet in here. When my voice echoes. Hey, someone's coming. Hope they don't put one of those stuck-up knives in here with me. Hey, who are you? You're new, aren't you?
I'm Bobby. They just brought me here from the store. What is this place?
You'll find out soon enough.
What's that supposed to mean?
It's a little unnerving. The first time it happens.
This is really weird in here.
You'll get used to it. Hey. Don't mind these people. We don't mingle. Besides, they're...
Wow!
It's a big world, Bobby. Unfortunately, you little fellows won't get to see much of it. You guys only get used on special occasions.
How do you know that?
Oh, I've been around, kid. I've traveled. I went to a potluck once.
Wow! What is that exactly?
You go to a completely strange place with all sorts of weird food. Sometimes they leave you there, and you never make it back. Kind of like a picnic.
A picnic?
I know a guy that got left at a picnic. He was left out there all alone in a soft, green place. When he finally got back, he was all dark and weird looking. They never used him anymore, except to pry open the lids.
That's awful!
Life's an adventure, kid. You should have been here before they got health conscious. Eggs, cheese, stuff you like. Oh, great. Him. I should have warned you about those. Oh, hi, Shirley.
Hi, George.
How are you? You look...
Down.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I hit bottom.
I hate it when that happens.
What?
Lying on the bottom. You're there week after week with everyone on top of you.
You feel so weighed down. It's so depressing.
Especially when you got a big one right on top of you, pressing down on all the wrong places. Like that poor fellow that fell into the garbage disposal. Ugh. God, he was scratchy. Sometimes I wish I was in a fancy place where every fork was the exact same. But then I wouldn't have met you, Shirley. Sunshine in my
Well,
life.
what makes it lighter? And you think, hooray, you're finally going to be taken out. At last! And then bang, the whole load is back on top of you again. If they hadn't had that dinner party last weekend, I'd be there still.
You think they'd have the decency to rotate us, not just grab whoever happens to be on top.
And the way they throw us in, any which way. Remember the time you threw a knife in our room? Wasn't that awful? No offense.
None taken. It was the worst day of my life.
We were all so uncomfortable. We didn't know what to say to each other. So afraid of making a faux pas in front of her. And having like some point to rejoin her. They could be so cutting, you know.
Well, here we go.
What? What's happening? What is this? Can I get in with you?
Better stay put, kid. It's gonna get pretty wild around here. You okay, honey?
But what about me? What about me?
Buck up, kid. It won't last long. I know it's awfully scary the first time. My first time, I almost spit myself. I was so scared if I'd been carrying anything, I would have spilled it. I was shaking so much. I had to hold her to keep her from rattling. If she hadn't been there, I don't know what I would have done. But you get used to it.
Hold on to me, baby.
Stop that, George. If I don't get clean, they'll make me go through it all over again. Wait till we get home.
But what if they don't put us together?
Go for it,
turned into blobs.
Plastic. We're made of certain stuff.
Speak for yourself. My times are starting to set.
You still look like $1 million, honey.
I feel like I'm suffocating.
Just remember, kid, you are staples.
I hope I don't wind up on top again. I'm ready for a rest.
Once I was the first one out 5 times in a row. I was exhausted.
I don't know why the fools can't rotate us. They obviously don't know the first thing about maintenance.
I was just saying the very same thing to Shirley here.
What about you, big fella?
Well, we don't nest like you folks. They just toss us in, helter-skelter, all in a jumble. Never really know who's going to be out first.
Then how come you act so superior?
Well, after all, we are a bit sharper than you chaps.
If we didn't hold the meat, you couldn't cut it.
Oh, I'm quite aware of that fact. If I've never fully expressed my gratitude, I can only apologize for such an unforgivable lapse in courtesy. We do appreciate it, I assure you.
So what makes you think you're better than us?
Well, it's just that, and I don't mean to sound so foolish here, but you folk are always entering people's mouths, and that just seems so, well, I don't know how to say it.
Go on, big fella. Spit it out.
Well, it just seems rather disgusting.
You've never been in the mouth?
Never.
I find that hard to believe, Walter.
Oh, what, you think I'm lying? I never lie. I have always prided myself on being completely upright. Integrity is my watchword. Stop looking at me like that.
Come on, big fella. Never?
No, not really. I mean, oh, all right. It was just once. I was very young, you understand.
Oh, Walter, it's not your fault. You didn't have any control over it.
What happened? Tell us.
It was peanut butter. He was holding me in his hand and using me to scoop it out and spread it on a cracker, and then all of a sudden he took me out and he put me in his mouth. It was so utterly odious and repulsive. I don't know how many people stand it all the time.
Come on, Walter. Fess up. You enjoyed it, didn't you?
Of course not.
Not even a little bit?
No, how can you say such a thing?
Walter.
Oh, God. Yes, I did, and that was the most shameful part.
Buck up, Walter. We've all been there before.
Join the crowd. We're all just flatware after all. In a way, being in a mouth is a little like, you know, the old days. You know what I mean? The softness.
Oh, yes, that was nice. Lying there all peaceful in the soapy water, caressed by a soft sponge.
What? What was?
Something you'll never know, kid. Unless this thing breaks down.
Getting washed by hand. Will we ever have it again?